Hey there, problem solvers. Welcome to math. I've got a word problem here that I would love your help with. Let's read it. A week at a resort costs $2,415 per person. How much will it cost for 3 people to stay at the resort for a week? Just from reading that word problem, I can see that we need to multiply. We need 2,415 three times, or in other words, 2,415 times 3. I also noticed something interesting. Before we find the exact cost or the actual cost, it asks us to estimate the cost. What does estimate mean? It means to find an answer that's close to the actual cost, but not exact. In other words, we're going to round some numbers. Do you remember our lessons last year about rounding? So we want a number that's close to 2,415, but that's a little easier to think about and to calculate. So I'm going to go ahead and round that number to 2,000. And then we're multiplying that by 3 to get the estimate. How do we go about doing that? I know that 2 times 3 equals 6, and we were looking at 2,000s. So we add 1, 2, 3 zeros, just like the 3 zeros here. Now, what if I rounded this here number a different way? What if I rounded it up to the hundreds place? What if I did 2,500 times 3? That would also give me an estimate of the cost. How can we break that down? I see that we're looking at 2,500s. So let's do 25 times 3. In order to solve that in my head, I usually like to picture if I was holding some quarters, some coins, because I know that quarters cost 25 cents each. And if I have 3 of them, I have 75 cents. So using that mental math strategy, I know that 25 times 3 is 75. And of course, we multiplied 2,500s times 3. So we have 75 hundreds, or in other words, 7,500. Now, these are both correct answers for an estimate of the cost. They are not the exact cost of 3 weeks at the resort, but they're about the right amount. They're an estimate. You can also write it like this: 2,415 times 3. Check this out. If you make a squiggly equals mark, this symbol means is about 6,000 or about 7,500. We know the real answer is somewhere in between these two numbers. Which product do you think is closer to the real answer, to the actual cost? 6,000 or 700, or I'm sorry, 6,000 or 7,500? I can see that 2,415 is actually closer to 2,000 than it is to 2,500. So I think that 600 is going to be closer. Which estimate is greater than the product, than the actual cost? With this one, I rounded up. So I think 7,500 is going to be greater than the actual cost. And which estimate will be less than the actual cost? 6,000, because to get to 6,000, we rounded down. Does that make sense? Okay. Now comes the real question of finding the actual cost. So we are multiplying 2,415 times 3, this time with a straight equal sign because we want the exact answer. Now, in order to help you guys find that, I'm going to switch up my display a little bit and show you a way to visualize how to get this answer. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I have a visual representation of the number 2,415 split into the place values. So in the ones place, we have 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the tens place, we have 1 10. In the hundreds place, we have 4 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in the thousands place, we have 2 thousands. 1 and 2. So what does that look like when we multiply this by 3? Let's find out. Bam! Suddenly we have that same number represented 1, 2, and 3 times. So now what we're going to do is add up each place value. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ones. But because there's more than 10, we can do some regrouping. We can put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 together, and 10 ones equals 110. And we can move this whoop, right into the tens column. And we don't need any of these anymore. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones left and an extra 10. Now the same thing in the next column. If we count up more than 10 tens, we can turn it into 100. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we don't have 10. We'll keep it exactly how it is. We have 4 tens. Now, same thing with the 100s. If we have more than 10 100s, we can turn that into 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, let's do it. Let's move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that turns into 10 100s, turns into 1,000. Does that make sense? Now we can count and see if we need to add another place value. Maybe this number goes up into the 10,000s because 10 1,000s would equal 1 10,000. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now that we're done regrouping, we can count all of the numbers in each place value. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1,000s. We have 2 hundreds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So our answer of 2,415 times 3 is 7,245. Now you might be talking to me like, Katie, that took a long time. I'm not going to do that every time, which I totally get, but I wanted to show you this because it's a really good way to visualize exactly what we're doing to all of these numbers every time we multiply a big number like this. So I have a question for you. It is this: 8,712 times 4. Now, you do not need to bring me the exact product. I want you to estimate the product. So bring me an estimated answer of 8,712 times 4, and I will see you on Zoom. Bye, guys.